Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So the last time I did a makeup tutorial, you guys responded really well and asked me to do some eye makeup tutorials specifically for us glasses wearers. I have been wearing glasses since the 6th grade. I wore contacts all through high school and college, but I didn't follow the rules and I would sleep in them a lot. And I eventually developed an eye allergy, so I am not able to wear contact lenses as frequently anymore. My eye doctor has told me to stick to basically 2 to 3 times a week with contact lenses, so I really had to embrace my glasses, find a pair of frames that I loved, and work with what we've got. So I get really fed up with the YouTube beauty influencers who are the experts, supposedly, who will just dismiss your questions and concerns about working with glasses and say things like, oh, we'll just wear contact lenses or get LASIK. Not everybody's eligible for LASIK. I'm definitely not, and I can't wear contacts every day. So I have to embrace what I've got and work with my glasses. A lot of times when I'm filming and you guys see me without glasses, I'm just filming blind because I don't want to put in contact lenses unless it's a really special occasion. But also, I have a pretty big face, so I can afford to throw on a pair of pretty big lenses like this. These are from See, S-E-E. They are a really great eyeglass brand. This is not sponsored by them. I really wish it was because they are an amazing company. I have had these glasses for almost 10 years. I think, yeah, that sounds about right. Probably 9 going on 10 years. They still look brand new. They are an amazing quality. The only reason I got this pair of glasses was because I stepped on my old pair of See glasses, ironically, while I was looking for them. They had fallen off of my bed and I was walking around my room and stepped on them in a pair of Ugg slippers. Rest in peace, old silver glasses. I loved you so much. But the thing that I love about See glasses is they have very limited runs of all of their glasses, so the probability of you finding somebody who has the exact same pair that you do is slim to none. So if you like stylish glasses and you like glasses that stand the test of time, definitely check them out. They are online and they have stores around the country. So, moving on, some small tips that I think make a really big difference just right off the bat with your glasses. There are some unrealistic expectations that people have of doing makeup with glasses. I will save a smoky eye for when I'm wearing contact lenses. It's not really going to give the same effect when you have a smoky eye that you hide behind some frames. So I typically won't do a smoky eye if I'm wearing glasses. Glasses trap heat close to your skin. If you think about it, your body temperature gets trapped in this small space of air between your glasses and your skin, and any products that you have in that space will start to collect moisture, they will start to run. That's why sometimes you'll get mascara down here. That's why you'll have eyeliner run if you aren't using something that's waterproof. So the idea is to make this area as water resistant and as heat resistant as you possibly can. And it's not an everyday kind of thing. It's not realistic also to expect that your eye makeup is gonna look flawless every single second of every single day, especially if you're in Florida, like I am, because in Florida we have just a lot of humidity and a lot of moisture in the air anyway, so you're already combating all of those extra things, and then you want this really fierce eye makeup look. It's definitely better to go with something simpler. As we get into the holidays here, I like to do a look that can transition from the office to whatever it is that I'm doing after. If it's like a holiday party, do people still do holiday parties? Like post-COVID world? Somebody put that in the comments, whether or not they're going to go to any holiday parties this year. I would love to be invited. So I like to do looks that can build on each other and not be a situation where you need to take off all of your eye makeup and do it all over again in the middle of the day, because it's just not realistic. Most of us, even if you're working from home, most of us just don't want to have to stop, redo our makeup, and then start over again. So I really just want to focus on some tips and tricks. I will show you guys a few things that I do as we go forward, just because I think it's a lot easier when you have a visual to be able to understand the concepts that we're going to talk about. It's one thing to read about it in a magazine, it's one thing to read about it online, it's a totally different thing to actually see it in the actual process of creating this look. So I have some foundation primer on right now. That's really all that I'm going to do in terms of my skin. I will do some concealer because that's part of the process for my eye looks that I do. And I think it makes a big difference when you have concealer under your eye while you're doing your eye look, because then you can use powders to, like we said, try to combat some of that heat and moisture that's going to build up under your glasses. I'll obviously do all of this without my glasses because it's not possible to do it without. But I'm going to walk through some of the tools that I use first, because I think that's a really important place to start. Just like investing in quality glasses is important, it's important to invest in quality brushes, because you're going to have these items near your eyes. You're going to be using them day in, day out sometimes, and the last thing that you want is something that is shedding in your eye or that isn't easy to clean, like some of the less expensive brushes are. And I have, so this is the brush that the palette we're going to work with today comes with. This is kind of useless. This is supposed to be like an all over shading kind of brush, and this is supposed to help you like contour your eye, but if this is all that you're using, you're really limiting yourself in what you're able to do. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy 150 eye brushes. I think there is a less is more kind of mentality, and there are a lot of really great dual purpose brushes out there. So it's not entirely unrealistic to say if you have 3 to 5 eye brushes that you could bust out some really great looks with just those. So I have a couple of great brushes that I love that have kind of stood the test of time for me. A Kevyn Aucoin kind of all over fluffy brush that I really love to work with. It's It's really versatile. A Chanel Shadow Blender brush. The shape of this brush, I think, makes it really conducive to doing any kind of eye contour that you want to do, especially if you have a more hooded eye like mine. I don't have a ton of room to work with there. A lot of my eyelid tucks into my eye socket, so for me it's really important to be very precise with where I'm placing my color and where I'm placing any type of shadow or shade, because if I do it wrong, it's gonna make my eye look even smaller, and that is going to defeat the purpose. So another really great all over, I think I got this from Sephora, but I got it like a million years ago, so I don't really remember. But it's just a really great fluffy blending brush. Another kind of all over small eyeshadow brush from Chanel. This is really nice to pop some light into different areas after you have already done your look. An all over brush, really versatile. This is a really great shape. You can see from MAC, it's the 275. I've had this forever and a day, and it's been one of my favorites for a very long time. And then this MAC fluffy all over brush, it's the 224. This is like my secret weapon. I don't ever actually put color on this. I only use it to blend. So while I'm doing my makeup, I also have with me a little dish rag that I don't care what happens to it. It has foundation stains and eyeshadow stains all over. So I will use this and that to keep this brush clean, and just to make sure that I'm able to blend all over, and then that's how you get like a nice seamless look. And a lot of people have asked, does it matter my eye shape? Yes. Does it matter my skin tone? Yes. Does it matter my eye color? Yes. All of these things matter, and if you are talking to someone at a beauty counter who says that they don't matter, run far, far away. They have no idea what they're talking about. I actually, it sounds so nerdy when I say it out loud, I actually still use like an old school color wheel. I got this at an art supply store in high school, and it's double-sided. It has the entire color wheel, and you can see what is going to look good with your eye color, your undertones of your skin, your hair color, just by kind of playing around on this. So I have green eyes, and sometimes they fluctuate over to blue, but for the most part they're pretty green hazily. So for me, things are going to look best in a... Come on. Of course it's not turning when I need to. Things for me are going to look best in a violet shade, because that's what is directly opposite. Oh, except now I've turned it that it really isn't. There we go. More red violets. My skin is looking really red today, so I'm going to try to tamp that down as we go. But let's get started. I'm going to go through some of the products that I use as well, because I think that's really helpful, because it's not necessarily about the specific product, it's about the selection of the product and why I chose what I chose, because that can make all the difference between a successful look and one that just smudges and you have to wash your face 5 minutes after you've walked outside of your house. No one wants that. So let's walk through some of the basics here. One of my favorites all time is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. Now it comes in this really cute little squeeze tube with the applicator as well. But you can actually like push the product up and make sure that you're getting every last little luscious drop. I remember when this used to come in that really adorable little genie bottle. I thought that was so fun. Urban Decay used to have the best packaging when I was a kid and just starting to play around with makeup, and I think that's why I loved them when I was younger, and have stuck with them ever since. So Also from Urban Decay, we're going to work with their Naked palette. And if I was going to do a smoky eye look, I would use, fancy that, the Naked Smoky Eye, because it has a really great range of shades that you can see in the middle here are pretty plummy, and that just looks good with my eye tone like we talked about earlier. So I really love this palette. I actually just found a new one, so I am all stocked up for the holiday season. Once you find something that works, work it hard. That is my personal opinion. I have this really great little Smashbox. It's supposed to be a highlighting palette. It's travel size. But when I'm traveling, I like to use things that are versatile. So you can see the 3 colors in there. And I can actually use those as eyeshadows as well. So if you are on the road or you're really just looking for something super simple and straightforward, a palette like this is going to go a long way because you can create some dimension just with the highlighters as well. My next favorite items are my liners. So I use a combination of liners depending on what look I'm going for. I'm really hoping that this nude Chantecaille eyeliner will last me for a while because I have been trying to go buy it a few times and every time it's been sold out. So fingers crossed this lasts me a while. I use this for the inside of my waterline on my lower lash if I feel like my eyes are getting red or if I just really want a clean look. Another fun thing to do is to use a metallic on your lower lashes because it's easier to clean up if it hasn't bled into the rest of your eye area, if it's just a little touch up down here. So that is a really easy way to dress up a look. I really love, and I have the travel size because I love taking this on the road. Sometimes I'll use the Laura Mercier Eye Caviar instead of an eye primer if I'm just looking for something really quick and easy to take my look to the next level. This can also be used as an eyeliner, so you can use it multi-purpose, you can use it all over. That is my kind of product. So I also use a combination of the Chanel waterproof Stilo and the Kat Von D Ultra Ink liner on my upper lashes because that combination to me makes a really full looking lash line, and the way that I do it, it's not an easy technique to learn, but once you practice it and you start to get used to doing it all the time, it becomes second nature, and I find that it's really easy to do now that I've practiced it a bunch, but it does take a lot of practice. And then my personal favorite mascara right now, I am a mascara freak. I love my eyelashes. They're long and luscious, and that is one of the things that God gifted me with was beautiful long lashes, and I hope they stay that way forever. My mom has phenomenal lashes as well, so I'm really just hoping on good genetics that they will stay that way. So I'm a freak about mascara. I don't like to use waterproof unless I absolutely have to, which in this situation we are going to use waterproof, but my day in day out right now is the Marc Jacobs mascara, particularly because I really like the brush. I don't have that much space in there, so I need this itty bitty brush. And you see the Dior Show waterproof that I'm using when I do need that waterproof. It's much bigger on one side, and that causes me a lot of issues. So live and let live, just got to figure it out. There are pros and cons to every mascara. I think so long as you're really diligent about taking off waterproof makeup in general, then you won't have a problem with your lashes falling out or your skin getting too dry, because it's all part of the process. Makeup is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be enjoyable. This isn't supposed to be so stressful. If you make a mistake, you can start over again. I know it's inconvenient. I know it's frustrating, but that's the beauty of makeup, is that if you don't like it, you can start over again. And having that knowledge in the back of your mind, I think, makes it a little bit easier and takes off some of the pressure. So let's get started. I've done more than enough talking. I am just going to walk you through a really quick and easy 3-color day look that you could really easily take to a nighttime look. If you, let's say we're going to take off your glasses and put on contact lenses for some kind of fabulous nighttime activity like a holiday party or a hot date, and you want to look nice. So I've learned ways to kind of take some of those mistakes that happen throughout the day and embrace them and use them to my benefit. So it's all about building on what's already there. First things first, we're actually going to do some concealer. This is the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer. Rest in peace, little star top that came off. I'm really sad about that. I found it in the bottom of my makeup bag and it was really sad. So if somebody wanted to call Jeffree Star for me and, you know, get me a new lid, that would be lovely. Okay, so itty bitty beauty blender time. I put the concealer on the back of my hand because I like to warm up my product before I put it on. It definitely makes things easier and makes things a little bit more seamless. So normally after I do this step of super light concealer, let's see if I can do this looking into the camera. Hey. So normally after doing this with this super light color, I would go over a little bit of this area with my foundation to blend it in, because this is really pale. But all of my makeup builds on each other. So this is actually setting the stage for the start of my contour, which I'm not going to do in this video. I did the foundation for pale skin, and you can check out that video. Okay, so the reason you want to have a little bit of concealer under there is so that you can add some powder. I will actually do that. I would take the time right now to do my foundation all over. I'm not going to do that today because, again, that's not the point of this demo. So I'm just taking a damp beauty blender into my Laura Mercier powder and pop that right in there, because this is a really great way, if you do a thicker layer, to make sure that your eyeshadow doesn't fall out when you're doing it. But because we're not doing a super intense look here, I am just going to pop in kind of the bare minimum. But this powder will help absorb some of that moisture and that heat, like we were talking about earlier, that can build up under your glasses. Before we get too far along, I want to use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Get some of that on here. and then blend it out with my fingers to make sure that it is in every corner. So we did the eyeshadow primer all over. We're going to now take one of these great all over fluffy brushes and pick a really neutral starting color. So for me, it's the lightest color in the pan. Just get that all on there and pop it in there. You don't want to brush because at one point you're just going to be moving around color. I really like to stipple it in. And this is really going to go all over. So when I say all over, I really do mean inside corner, all the way up, brow bone, all the way to the outside corner. Because this is going to be your foundation for trapping that moisture and resisting that flow and movement that can happen. Yeah, that flow. So, super easy from here. We're going to take one of the shaped brushes that you have, whichever one you want to use. This one's great. This one's great. Just depending on the taper that you like for your eyes. So I'm going to use Snakebite. Sounds like fun. So I'm going to pack this into the brush, dab some off, and then I'm going to place the color where I want it. Okay, so you can see here it's not exactly even. It looks really crazy, but that is why we have this blending brush, because we're going to blend it into the shape that we want and into the areas that we want. So we've just placed the color, and then we're not using this brush that already has color on it and that is just going to add more color, because then you're just making everything darker. That's not how we create dimension. That's not how we blend things. That's not how we make that beautiful eye masterpiece that you want to have. So this has no product on it. Double check on my little towel. There's nothing there. So for my eye shape, I like to stay under the brow bone here. And I'll bring it in a smidge just so that it creates a full eye look, and mostly focus on bringing it out and over. And you can start to see that is pretty even from both placements. You just blend it out until it looks the same. So if you wanted to go for a darker, smokier, more dramatic look from here, you could add some of these darker, dramatic, smokier colors in the same way, taking a little bit, placing it, blending it out, taking a little, placing it, blending it out, so that you're not overwhelming yourself with color, you're not overwhelming yourself with darkness, and it's not a like massive just swipe of black that doesn't look good on anybody. So because this is just going to be a 3-color look, then I'm going to take from our Smashbox highlighter palette here the lightest highlighter and use that with a small brush to really create some dimension. So I want to use this on the inside corner, the outside corner, under the brow bone, and in the middle of the lid. Super easy, super straightforward, really small brush that I'm using. Okay, so you can see where that was placed. And then again, with one of these really clean blending brushes that I have, I will just blend it into what I've already done. So this might seem like a really simple, straightforward 3-color look, and to some extent it is. But I'm going to show you some ways to dress it up really quickly, really easily. You could just put a swipe of mascara on and a swipe of a waterproof eyeliner on your top lid and call it a day. This would be perfectly good for just a professional look if you're going into the office. I know, gasp. So many people don't do that anymore. But I think this is a really nice, easy, straightforward look that you can do first thing in the morning without a lot of thought. So then I will take, I'm actually going to use gold. I know I showed you guys silver before, but I've been really into gold lately. So just some gold on the bottom lashes. Makes things fun, dresses things up just a little bit. The one technique that I really like to make your lash line just look really full and luxurious and like you have a million false eyelashes in there is to take this Chanel eyeliner Stilo in waterproof, warm it up on my hand as always, and this is the technique that is really difficult to perfect, but once you have it down, you have it down for life, and it just takes the patience and trial and error to make sure that you get it right. So I take this and I put it under the inside of my lash line, so like get into that upper waterline. How I would use the nude Chantecaille under the waterline. So when we're talking about the waterline, we mean the like part of your eye that isn't your lid, that isn't the lashes, but just behind that. So I will put this under the lash line of my top lid and I kind of blink it on. That's the easiest way, because now that it's warm, I want to keep it warm because I've been talking. Now that it's warm, it's gonna spread a lot easier, but once it gets up in there and sets for a minute, it's not going anywhere. So I'll show you guys this. I can't do it on camera because I would have to get really close and be able to do it. So I am gonna step off camera and do this. There we go. So you just want to be really gentle when you glide it on. You don't want to try to get in there and force it around because that's dangerous for your eyes. But also it's not going to be replicable. So you just want to get in there with that warm product, blink it on, and very slowly, deliberately move your pen as you go. So then I will take the Kat Von D liquid liner and do that up over the top of my lashes. I do that before I do mascara because my mascara is an entire fiasco of itself. Like I said, I have very long lashes, very full lashes, so if I wait to do my liner after I do my mascara, it's not getting in there. I feel like liquid liner can kind of sense fear. You really just have to go in there confidently, drag it deliberately, slowly, where you need it. And I just like to do a tiny little flick at the ends. I don't like to overcomplicate it. I don't want a massive cat eye. I don't need, you know, thick liner there. Especially if this is going from more professional workday kind of look to a nighttime look, you can always add more. You can't take it away. So we focused on building some waterproof layers that will help absorb some of that moisture and some of that heat from moving around your makeup while you are running around all day. When your mascara gets up on this top lid, that's when you can go back and use that brush that doesn't have any product on it to kind of buff out that mascara that's built up there and enhance your look, refresh it. It works better with some mascaras than with others. I am going to throw on mascara right now just because I feel like it polishes off the look. And then I like to use the Lancome Sil Booster on my top lashes because I've noticed this definitely helps keep my mascara from running everywhere, and it just nourishes your lashes that much better. You can use this Sil Booster with any type of mascara. So I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs. Normally, if I was going to wear my glasses, I would be wearing the Dior Show, but I'm just going to be around the house for the rest of the day, and I don't really want to navigate that massive brush right now. There we go. So now I would finish the rest of my foundation if I was actually going to go out and go into the world. But since I'm just staying home, I'm going to leave it how it is. If you guys have any questions about these techniques, if there's anything that you guys want to see going forward, definitely drop it in the comments. If you haven't, please subscribe already. I'm going to be doing some great giveaways and fun things during the holidays. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys learned something from this tutorial for eye makeup with your glasses.